Hello everyone, Curtis Lambert here of Breaklight Productions, and today I'm reacting to ATARASHII GAKKO Tokyo Call-In. Now this was recommended to me by one of my friends who's also a subscriber on this channel, so I had to give it a watch. My interest was piqued, and yeah, let's just crack on into it. Now I think it's K-pop, I'm not too sure. Yeah, guess we're gonna find out. Interesting. Oh, I was not expecting that. So it's a model city. This is already bonkers. This is such like, oh my god, this is such like Beastie Boys intergalactic vibes. With the weird like outfits, but also like then the giant versions of themselves. Nice zooms. Oh, nice edit there, using the darkness of the shadows to basically interlap shots there. What the hell? Now is that, so it looks like the foreground is a model city, but then I feel like the background is either a like backdrop, like print, or it could be just a green screen. Hard to say. Interesting. Yeah, this has such Beastie Boys vibes. I love it. What the hell? I'm like speechless. I'm like, what the hell's going on right now? This would have been fun to film though. It's like a lot of K-pop and J-pop videos where it's like, it just looks fun to make. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was them waving at like the giant ones. Damn, that's... hang on. There's a lot of extras. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of people in that room, but yeah, goddamn. And a lot of crew. Holy shit, a lot of crew. Damn. See, that's what I mean with these K-pop and J-pop videos. Like, they put so much money, but also so much, like, effort and crew and talent into them. Like, it's honestly insane. But I love it. Okay, first off, like, the music's not my cup of tea, obviously. I think after a minute I sort of tuned it out, but I do love just how silly it is. And like I said, it gave me real like Intergalactic by Beastie Boys vibes, because he had this these sort of kaiju, giant inner city walking around people, but then intercut with like these guys in like goofy outfits being like, what the hell's happening? I think that's, it's really nostalgic and fun. I definitely would think that a lot of the city itself is models, and then probably just a backdrop of a sky with some of the, because you could sort of see in some of the shots the like buildings in the distance don't actually look like, they look sort of flat and like a bit blurry. Obviously, they're not in focus because camera, but it's in this sort of way that it makes me feel, as someone who has filmed using like a backdrop out of a window of like a sky and stuff, it just gives me that same vibe, where these are probably painted on buildings in the background with then a model city around, and that does the trick. Like, you don't need a green screen, you don't need CGI, you just need to take a big enough photo and put it on a backdrop and enlarge it, and throw that behind your actors, and it does the trick. Like, especially if there's meant to be distance and it's not meant to be in focus. If you're at a distance or whatever, both camera to subject but also subject to background, where like, let's say that background should be just as in focus as the actor, because maybe the actor's only standing a meter in front of it and you're on a wide angle lens, then it doesn't work. But if there's distance and it's relatively telephoto shots, it does work. It does the trick. And it's not like, don't get me wrong, is it expensive? Yes. Is it more expensive than just draping some green in the background and green screen in it? Yes. But it's going to take you less time in post. And so that's where you have to decide if that's quicker and more cost effective than paying a VFX artist to do it, to green screen it, or even more so, like having to do it yourself. So yeah, that's a way of doing backgrounds that I think doesn't get enough attention. What else have we got? So we got like some nice zooms and stuff. Those are natural zooms. Just watching them now, yeah, they look pretty natural. Now maybe they are post-production zooms, but the fact that they are a bit shaky, a bit imperfect, makes me feel like they're real. But I will say, if they are post-production zooms, I like that they added shake. I like that they added a bit of imperfectness to it to make it feel real. This, where they're standing on the black floor and then it intercuts and like ceiling, sort of where the ceiling of one shot would be becomes the floor of the next shot. That's fucking gorgeous. That is a beautiful transition, and all that comes down to is camera movements, like knowing where you're going, and then just having spotlight on your performers, but then harsh shadows all around. And it's not perfect. I can see a bit where, you know, and I imagine there was a oh shit moment in post-production where her hand actually clips the foot of the next shot, and you can tell that some poor bugger has had to go in and rotoscope that one little bit, so that it doesn't look, you know, bad. But it does the trick. Like it works. And you know, as I was watching it live, I didn't notice that, and I was just like, damn, that was a cool transition. Lighting is super basic. Like, it's just got a grittiness to it, you know. This sort of color grade is very muted. Like, I'm not seeing massive, like, you know, the colors aren't being pushed into like neon territory. It's very like film, like almost like 90s camcorder like, which is, you know, I appreciate that. And yeah, and just the dancing and like the story and stuff, it's fun. This would have been fun to make. And you know, I wish, well, I hope one day I get to make something like this, because I reckon I'd have an absolute ball doing some sort of, yeah, K-pop, J-pop music video. I would want to go all out. Hey, like, it would just be so much fun. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it too, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.